Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, the homeless YouTuber guy here. If you are new, welcome. If you're with me for a while, welcome back. If you're watching me on my other handle, Kunkalino NYC, feel free to watch that. But if you could also like, subscribe, comment, share, homeless YouTuber guy, I would appreciate it. I'm trying to get some words out there. I am homeless. I post daily. I love making AI videos. Some are serious, some are jokes. Looking for a job. Looking to get back on my feet, get out of this shelter situation, and get my life back. Purpose of this channel is to share information and resources with those who are hurting, whether they be homeless, fixing to be homeless, a mom looking to feed her kids, looking for a food pantry, somebody needs clothes, looking for a clothing closet, somebody on the street needs a shelter. You can trying to give information as I go through this, let y'all walk through it with me. I don't wish homelessness on anybody, but you want to see what it's like and walk through it with me, you're in the right place. I made a website, www.onefromnow.com. You can hit the locate me button or put in city, state, zip that you're at. It'll bring up resources next to you, their name, their address, their phone number, a map, the service they offer. Say you're looking for a homeless shelter. You can simply hit locate me if you don't know where you're at. It'll bring up the closest shelter to you. It'll tell you what service they offer, like shower, food, clothes, whatnot. Or you can just search for services needed. It's pretty cool, pretty handy. It's my app or it's my website, and I use it myself. I upload stuff as soon as I find resources and information. I upload new resources as soon as I find out the information. It's also an app you can use it on your phone. It's not on the app stores right now because, well, that takes time and money, and I'm the homeless YouTuber guy and I ain't got it. Well, I got the time, but not the money. Anyways, so if you want to go on there and check it out, that'd be great. If you want to recommend or share or like or subscribe, the homeless YouTuber guy, TheHomelessYoutuber guy. I don't know why I spelled it for you. The homeless YouTuber guy. I wake up every morning. First 15 minutes of the day is what sucks. Then I have to remind myself I'm blessed and I have somewhere to sleep, somewhere to clean up, food, clothes, blessings. And I want to share that with everybody. And share that I am in a situation and God's walking with me through it and taking me through it and going to bring me out great on the other side. So if you would do me the honors of subscribing and telling your friends, and because, you know, the bigger we get this channel, the bigger we get my website that I created, the more people I can help, the more people we can help, the more people God can help. So just do me that big favor. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy my new intro that I made. Made it with AI. It's 4K. So I know it's goofy, but it's supposed to be that way. I will post every day. If you would like, totally up to you. If you would like to support the website, send me in any information. You can comment or you can email me. You can email me any tips or resources or information you have that I can put on the website to help those that are in need and hurting. If you would like to support the cost of hosting and the name and all that of the website, I sure would appreciate it, because sometimes it goes down and I don't have the money to keep it up, so I'm trying my best. Also, if you would like to help and support me through this journey, there's a Venmo QR code and a GoFundMe. All donations so much appreciated. I am looking for a job. I'm out every day looking for a job, and I just want to get to work and get my life back. And I just want to get to work, get my life back. So I appreciate y'all. I hope you enjoy my channel. Guess that's about it. Have a great day, y'all. Remember to be nice to everyone. Everyone you see, friends, family, shelter employees, your boss, your apartment manager, the guy on the street that's holding up the sign. Everybody's hurting. You don't have a dollar to give the guy on the street or the gal on the street. Smile. Say have a good day. Say I'll catch you tomorrow. Crap can literally happen to anyone. And last thing is learn to appreciate what you have, because anything can change. And then you'll have to learn to appreciate what you have, no matter how little it is. All right, y'all, be blessed. Have a great day. All blessings. Jonathan. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Look at this. What a beautiful day in Boston. Look at that. Oh, one cloud. I was going to say not a cloud in the sky, but one cloud in the sky. Anyways, I am Prudential Center, I think. I don't know. I went to church this morning. Went to Boston Church, Back Bay. Great place, good people. I don't know if I ever said how I got where I'm at. I was a manager at one of the departments in Staples in May of 25, so they closed our location. And then I spent the next 13 months living in New Jersey, which I was already living in, and then I knew that my place where I was staying had a move out date of June 1st. I don't know. June 1st, I left with, I think I had like $3,000 in the bank. And I was staying in Airbnbs and hotels. And you'd be surprised how quick $3,000 goes away. When you're paying rent at a hotel or Airbnb every night, and all food is takeout and everything, and Ubers and Lyfts, and just stupid. Anyways, so I think June 12th, June 10th, like literally it went quick. June 10th, I found myself somewhere in Connecticut in a parking garage. June 11th, the same. And then June 12th, I was scared, and at that point I hadn't slept for like 48 hours or something. And I was trying to figure out how to get somewhere, and so I remembered that I had traveled a little bit on Amtrak, and decided to look at my Amtrak app and see if I had any points to go anywhere. I think I had like 700 points or 600 points or something. I was looking, I guess, for a train to New York or somewhere, just to be somewhere that had resources that I could maybe find a shelter or something. And so I looked on there, and all the trains to New York, New Jersey, anywhere, it's 900 points. So I called Amtrak and I gave them my story and said, is there any way I could get discounted and get to New York on 600 points or whatever I had? And they said, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that. Of course, they were more than willing to take my money every time I took the train, but they can't float a couple 100 points to help a guy. I told them I didn't have anywhere to stay. And, I mean, it was just pathetic that they couldn't fork over a couple 100 points. So shame on you, Amtrak. Shame on you for not being able and not being willing to help someone in need. Not that they owed me anything, but they could have been nice. They could have, I don't know. Anyways, so kept looking. I knew that Boston wasn't too far. All the Boston tickets were 1,900 points, whatever. And then I found one ticket to Boston Back Bay for 563 points. Just barely had enough. And to this day, whenever I go on the Amtrak app, there is no Boston Back Bay, no Boston tickets, no tickets for nothing under 600 points. So, however you want to believe, however you want to think, believe, whatever, I felt like it was God saying, okay, well, you wanted a ticket somewhere, so here we go. Boston Back Bay, you have enough points. So I bought it, 10:45 p.m. trip. I arrived in Boston at 12:15 in the morning, and here I am. And I made a video that night, or that morning, or whatever it was. And I was in Back Bay. I went over, the only place I was familiar with was Copley Center. So I went over to Copley and sat down on the benches over by the where the duck boats pick you up for the duck tours or whatever. And then I was like, okay, and refill my water. So I walked over to the Marriott Copley, which I had stayed at several times. And there was a guy, I'm guessing he was like a 11 to 7. I asked him very nicely if I could refill my water bottles and stuff. And he said that he'd be glad to give me some water bottles. So he gave me some water bottles. And then he just started talking to me. Started sharing story. I'm not going to share his name because of the stuff he shared with me. But he shared his story. He shared about some trials and tribulations and not troubles, but situations he was in. And he told me the next morning I should go to St. Francis and get some clothes and get a hot breakfast. And then after that to go to Pine Street Inn on Harrison in Berkeley. And I did that. I went to St. Francis, talked to the front desk there. They hooked me up with some clothes. I mean, a set of clothes. Some shoes, which were much needed. And then I talked to them, and they gave me a little bit of information about stuff. And then I went upstairs after I ate breakfast. Stairs in the super crowded area. And I literally laid my head down and got the first hour of sleep I had had in like 65 hours. When you only sleep 1 hour out of 65, that 1 hour you are so refreshed. Just that 1 hour of sleep. And then, so I got done there. I went over to Pine Street Inn and walked in and said, I am without home. I'm lost, I'm scared, and is there anybody I can talk to? And this awesome guy named Raphael, out of the blue, I don't know if he was supposed to be there that day or he was leaving or whatever, but I just was there at the right time, and he said, all right, let's go. And so we went in the office and he kind of talked to me, got some information from me, and he said, guess what? You got a place. And so he walked me around, showed me around and stuff. And told me that curfew was at 8, and then anyway, so I had a place to stay. So I went out that afternoon after talking to him, and like an idiot, I showed back up at like 8:30, curfew. And luckily, when I was talking to the lady that assigns beds, they had talked to her or something, and she had my name on the list, and she had held me a spot, but it was a mat on the floor, and I've got this knee issue, and as she looked at my knee when I was talking to her, and she was like, "Are you going to be able to like navigate that?" And I said, "Well, I have to. I'll try, do." And anyway, so the supervisor, Ugo, walked in at the same time we were talking, and he just talked to her, and he said, "You know what, give him a bed." And so they gave me a bed, and which is a blessing, because apparently you're not supposed to be able to go in there and just get a bed. But I physically needed it, and so I've had that bed ever since. About 2 weeks in, I got sick on a Thursday. Wasn't feeling great on Friday. Saturday was kind of Sunday. Monday, they open up the bed part of the dormitory back up at 4 o'clock on weekday, or every day. So at 4 o'clock, I went in and I went to bed. Crap. And I slept till 5:30, and then went downstairs 30 minutes before they closed, just the cafeteria, just so I could have dinner before 6. Then I went back to bed, set my alarm for 9 p.m. so I could get up and just move around for a little bit. I was so sick, and I shut it off, and I slept from like 6 p.m. I slept from 4 to 5:30, and then from 6 till 9:30 the next morning. And then they closed down the bed dorms area around at 10 a.m. So at 9:45, the lady was like, "Sir, you got to get up." And I'm like, "I am so sick, blah, blah, blah." Anyway, so I finally got up. I went downstairs, and I was sitting there, and I was just horrible shape. And then I'm just sitting there, my whole body stiffens up. I get real like Charlie horse feeling all over my body. Every bone, every muscle was tensed up. And then I'm just watching the TV, and then everything starts getting real bright. The lights in the room, the TV, everything starts getting real bright and white. And then I get scared, so I get my phone to call 911. And my phone screen, everything just super white. And then everything was just super white. I couldn't even see. And then the nurses that work at the shelter ended up getting me to the emergency room. I showed up there. My blood pressure was like 61/30, I think. The doctor had told me, I had 2 doctors tell me I was septic, which means organs were starting to shut down. It turns out I had some sort of bad flu, or it had created pneumonia on top of it. So I was in the hospital for like 9 days but I recovered. When I got back, I was happy that I was alive, because a couple of doctors that had told me that I was septic said if I wouldn't have showed up at the hospital, that 61/30 blood pressure I would have passed out. I was in the course of passing out, and I would have passed out and most likely not have woken up. So I was very grateful to be alive and back at the shelter. And then I don't know, there's an app called Nextdoor, and I was on the app when I lived in New Jersey. It's just neighborhood, talking, chatting. Anyway, so I joined the Nextdoor app for the location I was at Pine Street Inn. And I don't know, I think I was kind of feeling discouraged while being grateful. I was still feeling discouraged, and my Chromebook had stopped working. I asked if anybody on there had an old laptop they could donate to me, and I shared my story. And I had so many. If I go on the Nextdoor app right now, I probably got 300 people, just advice and comments and suggestions, and you got this, Jonathan, and telling me God is good and he's taking care of me, which he totally is, I believe. So I don't know. I was stranded in the middle of nowhere in Connecticut, scared, homeless, and I had enough points to get me an Amtrak train to Boston. And then I had the guy at the Marriott lead me in the right directions, which is why I have a shelter now. So shame on you, Amtrak, for not offering to help me out with a couple of 100 points. But thank you also, Amtrak, for being there so that I could have a 563 point train ticket to Boston. Thank you, Marriott guy, which I still haven't been able to find. I've been back several times to Marriott. It's like he doesn't exist. Maybe he was just an angel that was working there that night. Thank you to Vanessa, the lady at St. Francis Inn at the welcome desk, for information. Thank you, Nextdoor app, for being there. Thank you, everybody on Nextdoor app. Thank you to everybody. I'm not going to say everybody's name because I don't know if they want to be anonymous for what they did for me. But thank you all the people on Nextdoor app that have donated and helped me. Thank you to everybody that's been there for me. I am still at Pine Street Inn. I'm still looking for a job every day. I still have a jacked up knee, so I'm very limited on how far I can walk, how long I can stand. So, I mean, if I could physically go stand at McDonald's and flip hamburgers and French fries all day, I would, but I literally physically cannot do that because of my knee. So if anybody knows any kind of office job around here or something remotely I can do, or sitting at a desk somewhere in a lobby of an office, checking people's IDs or letting them in, or whatever, anything I can physically do that involves sitting or not standing for a long time. I want to work. I want to work badly. I want to work. And I know it's going to take a while to start working and get to work, to save up paychecks, to find a place. Right now, I'm not even expecting an apartment. I'm expecting that I'll probably find a room to rent somewhere, which is fine by me. And then I'm going to get out of this shelter. And I'm going to continue to go to church. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to continue to work on my website and my AI video creation side gigs I'm trying to do. I'm going to volunteer at shelters. I'm going to volunteer at soup kitchens. My life is drastically turning around in a way awesome direction. And by the way, thank you to the doctors, Boston Medical Center, the trauma team in the ER, the doctors and nurses in the ER, the doctors and nurses upstairs that just took care of me and got me back into good health. Thank you. I'm probably missing people, but I want to say thank you to every single freaking person that helped. Listen, y'all are awesome. I don't know what I'd do without you. I don't know. I'm supposed to be here. All right, guys. I'm gonna get a haircut tomorrow. So I want to keep the beard. I like the beard. I've never really grown a full beard, but I need to get it trimmed up and get this hair, whatever, something done. So we'll see what my new look looks like tomorrow. Anyways, all blessings, y'all. Seriously, be nice. This crap can happen to literally anyone. Be thankful, appreciate what you got. Learn to appreciate what you got before something bad happens, and then you have to learn to appreciate what you got, no matter how little it is that you got. And if you're in a situation, pray, talk to God, go to church, talk to a pastor, however you're going to deal with it. God will get you through this, guys. I don't know. I don't want to be like super holy roller Jesus guy or whatever, man. And that's never who I was in a long time. But man, God will get you through this. God's getting me through it day by day. It's not on my timing. Believe me, I don't want to be at the shelter. I am, and I don't want to be at the shelter, but that's what I am doing right now. Get a job and get some money and get a place to live, and that's when it'll be. But right now, I accept what God's given me, how He's taking care of me. He's given me the energy and the motivation to take care of myself. So, trusting God, He's good. The bad things are not coming from God. He's not doing this to us. He's helping us through it. Could God give me $10 million right now? Yes, He could. I reach into my wallet and there'd be 40 million $100 bills. But if He wanted to, He could do that. But it's not how He's doing it. And He's doing it His own way for His own reasons. And that's so, I don't know what it's for. That's the crazy thing about God. He does it all in His own time and manner. Mysterious, and He's awesome, and I'm going to continue to trust in the way that He's doing things. Anyways, be good, guys. Take care. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, whatever. I really want this channel to blow up so that I can get a message out to people that are hurting. And no, I didn't forget the tip of the day. Somebody hurting, or that you think might be hurting, don't automatically assume they're hurting. A person somewhere earlier, a lady, and seen her a couple of times in a row. She appears to look the same, and you know, the classic sign that people that are in my situation learn to notice, you know, the suitcase with the wheel missing, the look of frustration. I went up to her, I didn't assume, I just went up to her and I said, "Hi, I'm Jonathan." I explained my situation real quick, and I said, I'm not sure if you know that there's resources here in Boston, and I'd be glad to give you some information. I didn't say, "Hey, are you homeless?" I didn't say, "I assume you're homeless." I didn't say any of that. I just offered some information on some resources for shelters and places to get clothes and food and all that. I'm pretty sure that I was correct, but she said that she was just going through some things, and that she's just dealing with it day by day, but thanked me. I will continue to pray for her that she finds a place to be safe, and I pursued it no more. I'm going to be a good person, just trying to offer resources. There is a division of the Pine Street Inn that is the woman's shelter, and it's called Yawkey, Y-A-W-K-E-Y, the Yawkey House. And that one caters to women, and it's shelter. And to be watching this for any reason, that shelter is there, YAWKEY. You can look it up on your phone. It is a shelter for women that has beds and clothes and food. And anyways, be nice, offer information. If somebody wants information, give them information. If they want to talk to you, don't be scared to share your life. You don't have to share your whole life. You just, just talk to people. Doesn't mean somebody's going to give you $20,000 million. It just means that somebody may just want to just talk to you. I don't know. So that's the tip. I don't know if it helps or not. Be good. Be nice. All blessings.